Well, hello and welcome to our 2021st ever Parents Toy Summit brought to you by the Tree of Hope Holiday Appeal, Southeastern Ontario's oldest holiday appeal. We're your Children's Aid Society, and for more than 100 years, we've been helping the kids in KFLNA that we are serving and helping them with the things that they need. And this year, we need your help more than ever. We're asking you to make a donation to the Tree of Hope to help the kids that we serve. If you've got any information, if you need some information, you want to make a donation to the Tree of Hope anytime during this broadcast or anytime in the next couple of weeks, just go to helptreeofhope.ca to find out every piece of information about the campaign. Well, December the 25th is just around the corner. It's hard to believe. And people like you are probably asking exactly the same kinds of questions, which is, hey, what am I going to get the kids this year for toys? Where am I going to find them? When should I get them? And how does this COVID-19 stuff really change everything that's going on? And that's a really good questions. Well, today we got you covered because the Tree of Hope is having our first ever Parents Toy Summit. And, it makes a lot of sense that we do this because our agency has been collecting toys and distributing them to KFLNA kids in need for more than 100 years. Now, this year is the first time in 100 years that we have not been actually collecting toys. We're actually giving out gift cards to parents so that they can buy the things that their kids need. And, if it wasn't for the Tree of Hope, some of these kids probably won't be able to get any toys or anything under the tree, or not just toys, but maybe bedding and beds or baby cribs or winter coats. So while you're listening to our Toy Summit today, can you maybe think about the kids that we serve? Can your family help one of the families served by the Tree of Hope? If you want to know more information about the campaign, just go to our website, helptreeofhope.ca. Now listen, during the Toy Summit, and we're going to start in just a minute, if you have questions, start writing them out. We'll get to them as soon as we can. If you're watching the recorded version of this, then simply just go to our website, leave us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Well, it's time to talk toys. It's time to start this Parent Summit right away. And we are so happy to be joined from Toys R Us by Kathleen Roberts, store director. And she's joining us from the epicenter of all toy shopping in the Kingston area, which is Toys R Us from Midland Avenue. Kathleen, welcome. How's it going?
It's going very well. Thanks for having me today. It's great to be here.
Well, listen, I understand you are like the greatest toy expert in the Kingston area. Is that right?
Well, I'm certainly one of the big toy experts. I've worked for Toys R Us, been a Toys R Us kid for 28 years now, and I've been in this store here for 24 years. So lots of our viewers shopped with me when they were little. Lots of our parent and grandparent viewers have been in to see me for successive generations, helping to choose toys.
Well, you've seen a lot of toys come and go, and that gives you kind of a rare insight about what makes a toy so special. So I don't know, maybe you're the person to ask, what makes a perfect toy?
The perfect toy is something that the individual child is going to like. It's different for all of us. Something that appeals to their interests, something that has a little bit of magic for them. Many of us remember our first bicycle as being a huge moment. I remember when I was given a skateboard that I longed for and had been told no, I couldn't have it, and finally got one. My favorite toy as a child was a spirograph. I did love to draw and had no talent, so this gave me a choice. But it is different for every child. We just have to find the magic for that individual child.
Listen, we all know that we're in a pandemic, so I guess one of the questions that people have, and we actually have some questions already, is how is this pandemic, how's it changed toy buying and what kids need?
Well, it has made a big difference. We've seen a big resurgence in classic play patterns. So things that we played with when we were young, wooden blocks, puzzles, things that a family can do together as well are a huge change. Instead of buying toys that are specifically for a child, there's a lot of times that we want to have a family-based activity. So a big resurgence in puzzles, in games, in Lego, in things a family can do together.
Okay, now before we start on this year's big toy ideas, I should talk about once again, if you've got a question for Kathleen about toys, start writing it in. We'll get to it as soon as we can. And also, if you're watching the recorded version of this, simply just go to our website, ask a question. We'll get to make sure we get an answer for you. So, but let's talk about the special upcoming Tree of Hope Day, which you guys are having at Toys R Us on Midland Avenue on December the 5th. What's going to happen?
Well, we're going to try and help out the Tree of Hope. It's very important to us. We've spent many years where we've helped pick out toys for the children. This year, of course, it's gift cards. And what we'd like to do is help to collect them. So we're going to be a collection point. So people can come in on December the 5th. They can purchase a gift card or add to a gift card to give to the Tree of Hope. Or if they'd like to make a cash donation, we will collect that and pass it on to the Tree of Hope. We're hoping we can help out the families of Kingston. I know the people of Kingston have always been very generous, so we hope to help out a lot.
Okay, that's December the 5th at Toys R Us on Midland. So listen, let's start this toy summit. Tell us, what are the big toy trends for this year?
Well, the big toy trends this year include unboxing. So many of our viewers have seen videos on YouTube, whether it's for grown-ups or for children, that involve unboxing, taking something out of its package and taking out all the little pieces. Very, very popular, has been for a couple of years. So we're seeing that across all age groups. There are unboxing toys in every different age group. Also, family play is another strong trend. As I mentioned before, with COVID-19, people are looking for group activities. So again, games, pastimes that people can generally do together. And lastly is a return to iconic toys and long-lasting play value. So again, the toys that have always been great toys like Hot Wheels, toys like Barbie, those are seeing a big resurgence. There's a bit less of an influence from the playground right now. So children are not as focused on what other kids have. I need that toy because Susie has it or Johnny has it. So they're returning a lot more to the toys that are really great toys.
Okay, and let's talk about toys by age, which is a really good way to break it down. Let's start off with preschoolers. What's hot for preschoolers?
Well, the preschool kids tend to like favorite friends. They're just beginning to identify with TV characters and book characters, so they have their favorites. Paw Patrol is really huge, and this is the new Paw Patroller from the Dino series. You can see the little dinosaur.
Oh, wow.
And he is the newest of the Paw Patrol. That is a great item. And there's another friend that's made a big resurgence, and that is Blue's Clues. Lots of our viewers will remember Blue's Clues. Here's the mailbox, back again for the first time in many years. And then we have Dance Dance Blue, who is a dancing character. And he is just awesome. So that's our Blue's Clues again. As well as our favorite friends, though, we do have our classics. We all played with Fisher-Price Little People. Fisher-Price still has a great line of products, including many of the ones that we did play with. But new this year, they have the Launch and Loop Raceway, which is huge, as you can see. Very, very big. And that is the newest item from Fisher-Price. Hugely popular.
Wow. Okay. That looks really good. Really big too. And that's what's really important under the tree, is having something really big for somebody. That sounds great. But now, what about primary school kids? What do you recommend there?
Well, we have some really great items in Crayola. Now, my favorite and the favorite of many children is the Scribble Scrubbies. So these are little animals that you color with washable markers, and then you wash them and then color them again and wash them again. We have a jungle series and we have a pet series. So this is the pet series, comes with a little bathtub. Just adorable. And I know a 5-year-old who loves it to bits. We also have an unboxing toy, Present Pets. So this box comes with a little puppy inside. It will be one of the two shown on the cover. You're not quite sure which. And you have to open the box. And then once you take off the top part of the box, there's a tab that you pull and the puppy will unbox itself. It will let itself out of its little crate. It's really cute. When it's done, you have this fabulous little interactive toy, which is your new best friend. So we have this little guy and he barks. He's really cute. So it's very impressive, very neat, and kids love that. And then toys to keep active with, we have some battling toys. We have our Bakugan, which is a magnetic battling system, very popular with kids from about 6 to 10. And we have a similar item called Beyblade. That's been around for quite a few years, but there's new versions every year. And the Hypersphere is the new version this year. Lots to choose from. And most kids really enjoy this right up until they're in about grade 5. So great item.
Okay. Well, those are all really good, but family activities are coming back because many of us, of course, are in a bubble and we're with the kids and we don't know what to do. So tell us about that. What should parents do when they're in the bubble and they got to do something with the kids?
Well, games are a great choice too. And with games, any game is good. We all played a lot of games that are still around, still super popular. So any of those that you enjoyed as a child are a good choice to play with a family. There are some new ones this year, though. We have Operation Pet Scan. So we all played Operation where you're the surgeon and you have to operate on a patient. This one, you're a veterinarian and you operate on a little pet. So it's a lot of fun, similar play pattern, just a little updated, really neat, really popular. We also have Mall Madness. This is popular with slightly older kids. It's a fun game. It's been out before. It was very, very popular about 12, 14 years ago as well. But there's a fashion in this business as well, and games come and go. This is back, and again, it's one of the hot items this year. It's going to be very popular, a lot of fun for the whole family. And then if you are blessed with older kids, we do have a game. We have several games that are great for older kids. This is one of the new ones this year that's super popular. It's called Mind the Gap, and that is a great trivia game. Good for all generations. Lots of fun to play, and it's, again, one of the top toys this year.
Very, very cool. Okay, now listen, we have some questions already, but if you are out there and you're watching this, just start writing a question in, or if you want to watch the recorded version of this, just send something to our website. We'll get an answer back to you right away. Let's get right to the questions. This is from Mary. I have primary school kids. They only seem to want something electronic rather than a toy. I guess that's kind of commonplace these days. How do I decide what to get them? That's a good question. Kathleen, what should Mary do?
Well, if she chooses to buy an electronic toy, then there are many to choose from, and we can help to find out what's new. So you get something that the youngster doesn't have and something that is similar to the sort of things they like to play. If you want to branch out a little bit, one thing you can do is look for toys that carry the licenses that the youngster is interested in. So if the child plays Minecraft, for example, think about getting a Minecraft board game or a Minecraft toy or perhaps a Minecraft scooter in order to get the child to do something else. They'll be attached to the license, but this allows them to enter into another area. And then another option too is to think about choosing something that is fun for them to do with you. While they may not play a board game, if you give them a board game under the tree and think that they might go play with their little friends, they may not. But if you bring out a board game and say, come play with me, then you may find, Mary, that your young family will come and play that game with you. It's much more fun when they play with you.
Well, that's a good answer. Here's another question from Alex. I've heard a lot about educational toys for preschoolers, but I'm not really sure how to decide between something fun and educational. What's the balance? Well, how would you recommend that Alex proceed?
Well, in the preschool age groups, there is so much to choose from. Most of the educational toys are actually very fun. There are electronic toys that will help with colors and even alphabets, beginning to learn to read. They are still very, very fun. But it's important to remember that in the preschool age group, kids have so much to learn. There are many things that are not scholastically related that are still educational. So really, most toys have an educational value. If they're playing with wooden blocks, they're learning how to move spatially, how to use their hands, how things go together, consequences. There is a learning aspect to very nearly every toy.
Okay. And from Alita, this is a question from her. My son is 10 and crazy for Star Wars. There are so many Star Wars things to choose from. How do I pick one? And that's a really good question because there's so much. There's different movies and different things and different types of toys. What's the answer there?
Well, one great choice is to find out which part of the Star Wars saga the youngster enjoys the most. Right now, Mandalorian is the big thing, and Baby Yoda. Those items are new and they're hot. But if the youngster prefers Clone War, we do have toys for that as well. So if you know what they prefer, that does help. There's also a great selection of Lego for the older children in Star Wars, and that gives you a little bit of a new theme to a toy that they're already interested in.
Okay. And another message here, another question from Assad. I'd like to bring my kids to Toys R Us to look at toys so I can get an idea on what to buy. But does that take away from their surprise? Is there another way to figure it out? What's the answer there?
It is a great way because you do see the looks on their faces. Now, kids also are very up to date online, of course, far more than most of us. So they may be able to look online and say, I like this, I like this. You don't really have the toy catalogs that they can circle, although our toy catalog was out earlier, and I'm sure many have circled all the items like we all used to do. But it is a great way to have them come into the store if you're comfortable during the pandemic, maintaining social distancing. And of course, we're cleaning everything and maintaining all the protocols for COVID-19. So if you do choose to bring them into the store, just get a sense of the sort of things that they do like. If you can snap a photo, do so. You can also then leave with them and come back and purchase them later, or do curbside pickup where you can order the item online, pay online, but pick up at the front of the store without having to pop back in. So that's a great choice as well. You probably do it while you're doing your groceries and swing back around.
That's right. What you can make an expedition of it. What a good idea. Now we're coming to the end of our time, so let me just put you on the spot here, Kathleen. What was the greatest toy ever made? This is a totally unfair question. I'm giving you any practice or anything like that, but you're the expert in Kingston. What was the greatest toy ever made in your opinion?
In my opinion, I'm going to have to go straight to my heart and say Spirograph. It is the best toy ever. It is still out there. I had one back in 1969, and I remember it fondly, and I buy it for every kid in the family at some point, and they all enjoy it.
So you're a Spirograph family?
Well, yes, I guess we are.
Okay, what was the worst toy ever?
Oh, I'm not a fan of Furby. Didn't like the Furby thing.
The Furbies. Okay, I was going to say Tickle Me Elmo, but the Furbies.
Okay, that was, yeah.
Because I actually thought Tickle Me Elmo was a very innovative toy, but after a while, having him continue to do the tickling and the dancing, I thought that was just a little too much on parents. But Furbies, you're maybe right there. Okay, listen, we're getting near the end of our time. What other last piece of advice, Kathleen, for people who are out there ready to go buy toys? They're thinking about coming down to Toys R Us Kingston on Midland Avenue. What's the best thing they should think about? The first thing and the primary thing they should think about?
Just think about what you think the youngster will enjoy. There's no right or wrong. Most children love most toys. If something catches your eye and makes you think that the youngster is going to enjoy that, it just strikes you and you feel like, oh, he's going to love that, you're probably right. If you loved it, or if you think it looks really cool, then they're probably going to enjoy it as well. So I honestly feel people should not overthink it, go with your heart. Good
advice. Okay, and that wraps up the 2020 Parents Toy Summit on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, brought to you by the Tree of Hope, Southeastern Ontario's oldest holiday appeal. I want to thank our partners at Toys R Us for doing this wonderful thing with us. And Kathleen, thank you for being here, taking the time out to help us with your toy expertise.
You're very welcome. And I look forward to seeing people in the store on December 5th to help us help the Tree of Hope.
Okay. So listen, that's a good point to remind us. Don't forget Tree of Hope Day at Kingston Toys R Us coming up on December the 5th. Listen, thanks very much for being with us today. Remember to visit our website, helptreeofhope.ca to find out more information about the campaign or to make a donation. Now, hundreds of KFLNA kids are counting on the Tree of Hope this year. Can we count on you? Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you soon.